Welcome to this video where I'm going to provide you a demo inside the Ripyl platform so you can see what it looks like. The Ripyl platform is your secure online platform that houses all Ripyl resources for you to access through the web or an app. You can sign up for access to the platform through a Ripyl membership. This can be done as a monthly or annual subscription. If you haven't signed up yet, you can access our different plans or subscriptions through the pricing tab on our webpage. But if you're already registered, simply click the sign in button here in the top right corner. Now we're inside the Ripyl platform. We can see here a left-hand navigation where you can click different spaces to explore. I'm going to take us to the library of resources where our resources are organized by core curriculum concepts. And I could click on those here, or I will just click on the top library of resources. Ripyl resources are teacher-led activities. They're designed to supplement what you're already teaching, not replace it. So if you've already planned your curriculum, don't worry. Our resources are great for adding in activities to help your students consolidate and reinforce the topics and the concepts that you're already delivering. They can fit seamlessly into your lessons, and they're great for substitute or relief teachers, or if you're just looking for a last-minute activity. Now let's go explore one of these concepts in a little more detail. We'll go into the entrepreneurship tab here. Within each concept space, you'll find different types of resources. Here we can see lesson starters or brain break activities, topic-based activities, and case studies and spotlights. I could either click on these arrows here to see a bit more about what's available, or I could click on the type of activity and pull up even more information about each of those activities inside. Lesson starters and brain break activities are great 5 to 10 minute activities that can set the tone for class, energize or re-energize a class. They're also great at the end of a lesson as they help lower the barrier to participation and get students thinking without the pressure. Case studies and spotlights are built around real-world examples to help make learning practical. When students can see that theory playing out in the world around them, it helps everything click a little faster and feel a lot more relevant. And because we're in the entrepreneurship space, these cases and spotlights link well to entrepreneurship concepts and highlight entrepreneurs. And topic-based activities allow you to dive deeper into a topic that you and your students have been working on. They're great for introducing concepts, consolidating and reinforcing learning, and giving students the opportunity to apply their understanding to exciting, relevant, and relatable contexts. Having these different types of activities can help you pick and choose what works best to enhance your lessons, energize discussions, and help your students apply what they're learning in a real-world way. So that's a bit about what you'll see inside each of those concept spaces. And remember, we can always go back to the library of resources here to see the full overview of our spaces. We can also see here there are brief descriptions under each concept to help give you an overview of what's inside. Now let's go explore one of the activities in a bit more depth. So we'll go look at one in pricing and costs. So I'll click on that here. I also could have clicked on it in my left-hand navigation. Here, this first topic-based activity, exploring COGS for different types of products and services. Once we've clicked to open the activity, we see an initial overview, providing the teacher a bit more information. We can then scroll down to the presentation slides, which can be used directly within the platform, or, as I'll show in a moment, downloaded and integrated into the teacher's material. You can simply click through the slides here, or you can click the 3 dots and enter full screen mode. And then you can just move through the slides that way. I've just escaped back out, so we see everything on our screen now. And we can see that there are embedded relevant videos inside some of the presentation slides, and you can just use those directly within the platform again. In an activity like this, we can see that there are examples that students can easily comprehend and guided activities that teachers can use in class. After either introducing or reinforcing the concept with an activity like this, which has the information on the slide, there's an activity for students to work on in a context that is meaningful to them. Underpinning all Ripyl activities is a focus on ensuring that learning is dynamic, relevant, and fun. So activities like these allow students to choose what they want to focus on while still highlighting those core concepts that teachers are delivering in class. Now, while this activity continues by providing examples and activities for services and even web-based products, I'll scroll down now and show that supporting material that comes with the presentation slides. So each Ripyl activity comes with dedicated teacher notes for easy guidance that support the activities and the slides. They've been designed to help support you and your class through the activities, so you have the confidence to deliver. And again, it also means they're great for relief teachers or substitutes if you can't make the class. Now, back in the platform, we can see here, this activity also has a dedicated board or worksheet that you can use with your students to help keep them on track and engaged. We can see here the board provides some key information to students to remind them of those key concepts, and also aligns with those tables that were included in the presentation slide deck. The alignment between the class activity, examples, and the student choice is then quite clear. I've shown you how to access resources based on the overall category from the library of resources, but there are also a couple other ways to go searching for activities. So if we go back and we have a look at an activity, let's say we're back in entrepreneurship here, and we're looking at budgeting for investment. So we can see here in the overview of the resource, a few of these hashtags on key terms. And I'm just clicking on this one here that's hashtag budgeting. When we click on that, we'll be able to see all activities or any articles in your feed that we have tagged with that term. I could have also simply typed in budgeting in the search bar up here. And that's going to give me, again, any activities or areas within the platform that I will be able to access articles or activities related to budgeting. Now, back in this resource, if we head back into the resource, budgeting for investment here, we can also see under the presentation slides and the files for downloads, suggested curriculum mapping. So what you can do here is search based on what you are teaching. Say that I know my outcome code, and I'm highlighting an outcome code here. I'm copying that, and I could put that outcome code up in my search bar and search on it. And then I'm able to see all other resources that have been mapped to that code. So this is just another way as a teacher that I can search the platform and access resources that are going to supplement my teaching based on what my curriculum is and where I'm at with my class. Now that was a bit of a look into how the resources are organized by concept. But we also have some spaces in your library of resources that go beyond focusing on single core curriculum concepts. We know that learning about business isn't just about understanding concepts. It's also about building the skills that students need to work with others, generate ideas, and navigate uncertainty. So we've created design thinking and teamwork challenges, because when creativity and collaboration are intentionally built into activities rather than added on at the end, students really engage more deeply. Or if you're looking to integrate multiple core concepts, the project-based challenges are great. And we'll go into that right now. So clicking on project-based challenges tab here. There are some larger projects that can help students through the full new business concept, but we also recognize that sometimes those larger projects can be a bit overwhelming, time-intensive, and not always practical within real teaching constraints. So we've created some shorter project-based challenges that let you and your students zoom in on specific topics. The key here is choice for you as a teacher about what areas of business and entrepreneurship do you want to help your students focus on? And how long do you have? Where are you in your curriculum? And what is going to suit your students? So we can see here, each of these in the overview shows you as a teacher what those different parts are. The project-based learning challenges help provide students an opportunity to apply what they've been learning in a context that matters to him. And as with the resources that we looked at earlier, these come with ready-to-use presentation slides, teacher notes, and student boards to help students consolidate their ideas and help you as a teacher facilitate them through the challenge. Now, if you are able to run one of the 10-part challenges, which teachers really often find great to run across a full term or a semester to help students see how all of the concepts tie together, you do get the presentation slides, teacher notes, boards, and a completed example to help you and your students through each of those parts. We'll have a look at one here. So we can see we're in Build a Business Challenge in part 1, and we have our overview. We move down, we see we've got our slides here that again, we could use directly within the platform, or we could download them or expand them into full screen. We're seeing that we're on part 1 of our 10-part challenge. And then we've got our student board and an example board filled in to help guide the students and the teacher. We found that teachers often like to have those example boards printed out and posted in the class to help students see the kind of information that they could include. Now, there's one more thing I'd like to show you when we're looking inside the Ripyl platform, and that's up here. I'm scrolling up in my left-hand navigation in our community feed. So we could click on any of these spaces in our left-hand navigation and to explore them. So I've just gone into community feed. And you can think of this space as your go-to feed to find out what's new, ask questions, share ideas, get inspiration, and just engage with other Ripyl members and the Ripyl hosts. In this space, you can add your own ideas and see what others are up to as you continue to expand your network and your practice. Keep an eye out here for ideas you can use in class without those presentation slides too, like the Tuesday Try This activities, which are quick to use ideas that don't require much prep. We also have in here news articles so that we're bringing and other members are bringing up-to-date news to your classroom, again, without those the full need for slides and teacher notes. Connecting real and current news and providing teachers with those stories can really help teachers pull out some ideas in class and get some student discussion going with different ideas and apply their learning to similar situations. And finally, all the way up in our left-hand navigation, meet fellow teachers here. As a Ripyl member, you can connect beyond that feed with other teachers. I've clicked on that space, meet fellow teachers, and once I'm in here, I can find other members and simply click on their icon and begin chatting with them. Now, that was a lot, but hopefully it gives you a bit of an overview of what's inside the Ripyl platform, how to navigate, and how to find and search resources that you can use in your class. So we hope to see you in there soon.